shake it up.
We are back. The Martini boys are here. What is up, Martini crew? We've got another martini to drink. Let's get right into
Let's
it.
do it. Cheers.
Wouldn't want it any other way.
That's it.
Tell us about it.
Wow.
Okay.
Definitely has some cherry in it. Cherry Garcia?
Okay. All right.
Doesn't it taste like that?
Actually, yes.
Ben and
What is
Jerry's.
yours? All right. What about you? What are
That's
you
pretty
thinking?
bad.
Okay.
So-
are you going to be able to drink it, though?
Oh, yeah, I can
Okay.
drink it. I can do it. I can drink anything.
So Danny's is different because he's dairy.
Yeah, we can't lie. We can't lie to the crew.
Yeah.
We can't
He's
lie to
afraid
the
of
Martini crew.
cows and dairy and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
yeah, just taking a break from the dairy for a little bit.
that's fine.
Maybe
Dude.
like a month just to kind of see how I feel.
You got a sensitive tummy.
Oh, yeah.
Does
Oh,
it make,
yeah.
does, it
Tommy
make,
got those gurgles going on.
Yeah.
does it make
Yeah,
you
I
poop?
don't want to get into it too much, but
I know.
I'm just going to take a break for like a month or so and see how I feel. And,
That's just gross.
you know. But yeah, it's not very good. I'll say that.
It's not horrible.
It is honestly. Let me take one more sip here.
Yeah.
You know, as a lot of people know, one bite, you know the drill. This is two sips, you know the drill.
Mhm.
So it's cherry vodka.
Cherry Garcia,
It
man.
definitely tastes like
For
cherry
sure.
Garcia.
And actually, it's actually really good. It's like it's like chocolate covered cherries.
yeah.
I bet the rum chata helps with that.
Yeah.
It kind of balances out that flavor. Makes
Yeah.
it more creamy than anything.
Okay.
Did you say that?
What?
What's going on?
Oh boy. Here we go.
Are the
Don't
sick
start-
perverts already out and about?
Oh, they're
Don't
always
start
out and
the
about.
giggles. You got it. All right. You may not know. You probably know this now, but for all those listening and watching right now, when you pair Matt and I up, like if we went to school together,
Oh,
forget
dude,
it. We
yeah.
would have been in detention every
Yeah,
day
we would've been
because
screwed.
if I laugh
Yeah.
or he laughs, it's over.
I
Am
could see
blowing
that.
bubbles here?
A boo
No, Danny told me I blew a bubble earlier
You're-
today.
you're bowling
A
for
spit
trouble?
Bubble, apparently.
Yeah, we were in his kitchen and he just
Blowing
said something and a
bubbles.
little bubble just floated out of his mouth and was kind of like floating. I'd never seen that before.
That's just sick.
I don't know if you
That is
swallowed
sick.
some of those like little bubbles you had a bubble
Pods?
bath and
Tide Pods.
yeah, Tide Pod. Did you
Detergent.
do
Dude,
that?
those are so good. I love that. They taste so good.
Did you guys ever do that Tide Pod challenge?
No, I'm not an
Oh yeah,
idiot.
def dude.
No.
Yeah, I put
wouldn't be
Tide Pods
here.
in my washer. I mean, is that the challenge?
No.
Oh.
It's like
Sure.
when you have to eat one.
Yeah, no.
Or
I
what
eat
about like the
food.
saltine challenge?
Yep. I
Okay.
heard of
or
it.
like the cinnamon challenge.
Cinnamon.
That was bad.
Yeah, that
I've
was.
seen the videos.
How about
That's
Chubby
so
Bunny?
bad. What's that?
Where you put you keep putting marshmallows in your mouth and
Oh,
you have to say
God.
Chubby Bunny, Chubby Bunny.
Every time you put it in?
Yeah, but like you get to like 4 or 5 and you're like Chubby Bunny. It's like it's
And then you're, like,
and then you
gagging.
choke. Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
die. So
Oh, dang, fun
yeah.
game.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
We all want that.
yeah.
Well, so we have rum chata in our drinks, but you have the pumpkin spice dairy free. So sorry
Okay.
if it's honestly this isn't that bad. I'm kind of enjoying
Can I
it.
give it a whirl?
Give it a whirl.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
I don't have much in there, but you can totally drink my drink.
No, I'll just smell it. It smells.
No, I'm kidding,
It smells
dude.
like
Take a sip.
cinnamon. It smells like cinnamon and cherry.
I don't know
Shut
if you want to take a
down.
sip,
No, it smells like cinnamon and cherry, which is kind of a weird combination.
Yeah,
Ass.
it's a bit tart
Mm.
at the same time of like a chocolatey taste. I don't know.
We got to tell you about the moose story later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get into the recipe here. So it was for all those watching and have seen the post, roll for martini. We have rum chata, cherry vodka, original bitters, and what am I missing? Cold brew. My bad. Cold brew. So the coffee is cranked up a bit.
Dunkin' cold brew.
Yep. Shout out to Dunkin'.
Oh yeah.
So it's nitro. It's crazy. So I just went into the Dunkin' earlier today, and they like redid it. They redid it. Like they totally tore it inside and out,
Mm.
from inside and out. I love doing that.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell this story after that. And it's actually really nice, and everything's on tap.
Okay.
I'm like, am I ordering a beer right now?
I remember
no.
seeing that like when I used to live in the
Okay.
one on Ward Hill up 125.
Oh yeah,
That one was like redone first before all the other ones, and like they have it on tap, which is kind of cool.
I dig it. I mean, I don't know if it's the like beer in me.
It's
like
probably
the,
like exactly.
tap
There-
thing.
That's
It's like
like
you're at a bar.
it's no different than what they would have done. It's just like the visual appeal to like people like us.
Sure.
Yeah, and
Sure.
it definitely works on people like
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Like, that looks pretty good
Yeah.
because it's coming from a tap.
And it's on
Yeah.
nitro, which I mean it is. So you watch them pouring coffee, but you're like, wow, like a nice frothy top. And it's coffee.
Love a frothy top.
I
So
know.
it just means there's like
Frothy
nitrogen
to
in it.
surf.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It gives it.
I always wondered.
I think it's just like a I don't know. If you know exactly what the point of nitro is, let us know. But I think it's kind of a seller point,
Okay.
maybe
Yeah,
Just
like
marketing. Yeah.
marketing. But I do think it gives it a little bit of like a oomph. Like remember NOS? Remember the energy drinks NOS?
Of course.
And
man.
NO2s
Yeah.
look just like it. I was like, I love Fast and Furious. I live off this. I die
Yeah,
off
they
this.
look like the
Dude.
NOS tanks.
Marketing's an awesome thing.
Yeah,
to,
because there wasn't nitro. Like were they
Right.
nitroing, like blasting it with some CO2? Maybe.
yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Other chemicals probably like taurine.
Yeah. Well, one day we're gonna make a recipe book. We got to work on making these first. Once we have like 20, once we've done 20 of them, and
That'd be pretty cool.
What if? Yeah.
Sell that as
Shout
merch
out
too.
to-
Be like,
shout out
these
to
are what we've
Lexi.
drinking so far. They're like, some people are like, wow, these taste like
Drink
ass.
with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah.
get to be like, oh, tonight we're pouring from page 39. Drink with us. And
Yeah. I know. We definitely are gonna move on from espresso martinis at some point, because I love the martini thing. I love the
Mm.
look. I just like, I don't know. It's just cool, man. I'm James Bond, 007. He always drank martinis.
Yeah, I just like the caffeine being in the drink with
That's-
it. It
yeah.
balances me out. If
That's
I just
good for
drink
me.
alcohol like a
Yeah.
beer, sleepy.
Especially
know,
like,
I
yeah,
know.
like you know, it's not 11 a.m., you know.
Yeah.
We all had full days at work.
Yep.
We all need this little pick me up, and I love it.
It's the new, like, I mean, vodka Red Bull is still there, but
Oh yeah,
we still get those. That's like my concert, or like
yeah.
very rarely when I'm in a club setting anyway, are Red Bull vodkas. Because I don't know, it just keeps you going.
They really do.
Bernie's.
Bernie's.
Bernie's a good
Yeah.
place for Red Bull vodka.
Yeah.
I
They're
used to work
strong,
there.
Did you?
Yeah, for like 2 months.
What did
I
you used
worked
to
there.
do?
Just a waiter.
Were you a
Okay.
bouncer?
No. But I saw some crazy stuff there with the
I bet.
bouncers, like them throwing people out physically, just
Lil
like
Jon.
throwing them out of the bar.
I was there and saw his bus.
Lil Jon.
So like last summer,
Yeah.
someone like was like, oh, let's go to Bernie's. Like, how about like October, whatever it was, September 15th, we'll say.
Right.
And we're all like, oh, like, yeah, I don't know what happened. We couldn't make it. But then we picked another day, and it was like, oh, Lil Jon's going to be there. And we're like, we're not going to Hampton when Lil Jon's there. It's going to be just ratchet and, like, aggressive. And then sure enough, Alex ended up going that night because he went to a different concert at the ballroom.
Yeah. We saw the guitarist from Aerosmith.
That's cool.
Okay.
Man. My
Steven
dad.
Tyler.
No. He's the singer.
Oh.
My dad is going to kill me not knowing this, and people watching this are going to kill me for not knowing his name. It'll come
Dude,
to
if
me.
only you had a computer right there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so that's funny. You went and saw someone from Aerosmith, and then you went over to Lil Jon. Like, it's such a difference in
I didn't
culture.
go. I didn't go. I just passed it.
Oh, you passed it,
Yeah.
so you could.
Right. I just meant like he went to Hampton like that night when we were like, we can't go that night.
So before the show, Joe Perry. I'm so
Joe Pesci?
yeah, Joe Pesci from Home Alone.
Yeah.
He was great. Shreds. Yeah, Joe Perry. Awesome guitar player. Really cool guy. But so we were going to see him. He had an extra ticket because his buddy, I guess, bailed. So he's like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, man." And I was like, "My dad would have loved knowing I was going to see him." So before that, we went to this little place in this one of the side streets, and that's where like Bernie's was as well. And I see this huge tour bus, and I'm like, "Oh yeah!" I'm like, "Tonight." No pun intended. Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah. Tonight was supposed to be Lil Jon, dude. I couldn't tell you because you have to be 21 to get in there, right?
No.
Not for a concert.
To where?
Bernie's.
To
Rooftop?
Bernie's? No. Because you
Okay.
could just go in there
Check
for
your
dinner.
ID. No.
Yeah, they can check your ID, but I think they just put an X on your hand if you're not 21.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Because
Dude, maybe
literally-
someday you'll be able to get in.
Yeah, I know. That would be sick. I'm not kidding you. The line was from Bernie's all the way down, and then down the side street where we went to grab like a sandwich before the
Yeah.
show.
Let's see you in sandwiches,
14-year-olds. Sandwiches. Bad Santa. Yeah, dude. 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, like they probably were 16 or 17, but they look so young compared to.
That's weird because like Lil Jon's like not really there time.
But he's
their
also
era.
playing Bernie's, so
Yeah.
maybe like
Whatever.
Well, I think they play
DJ.
Little John at a lot of like middle school dances still,
Oh,
even
okay.
now, because I think you can easily blur out
Have
what
you
he
been?
says.
Have you been to any
Yeah.
lately?
Yeah, I kind of watched from underneath the bleachers. But like, I think his songs
Sick
are really
pervert.
easy to bleep out because he just says "yeah" the whole time. So I mean,
Yeah.
Muppet
it's like
thing to
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
Right.
you can blur it out pretty easily.
And then I was like, "Get the funk out!" Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, "Add stuff in
Forget
now.
you,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Forget you.
yeah.
It's
It's
like a
funny.
different person's voice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's like a German. Something weird.
They do that in movies. They'll like dub in another voice to say like "forget you."
Dude, that is
Yeah.
those are what's a movie that just like super bad or something.
yeah.
It'll be on TV, which ruins it because you have to have
I
the
know.
uncensored version. It's like, yo, like, what's his name? Foley? No, what's
McLovin?
yeah, but what's his last name though? Foley?
No,
Is
no,
it
I know.
Fogel.
Fogel,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, Fogel's like, Fogel. And it's like, what the slap, man? And then like, what's the catch, man?
Yeah.
But it's like all the worst words.
That's a
you
great
could
movie.
possibly- Oh, it's awesome.
Fogel, hi.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Who chooses McLovin and Muhammad?
Oh,
Read a
Muhammad,
book
yeah.
for once. Muhammad's the second most common name in the world.
Dude, that reminds me of this kid in college who he was from Hong Kong and he got a fake ID at my school. He was my roommate. And his nickname, and he might see this because he follows me on Instagram, but his nickname was Woody. His name was like Woody something,
Oh, boy.
something. And so on his fake ID that he gets, it looks like super chintzy, by the way. Like the background is clearly not like a real background. They imported just blue behind him. But he puts his name on the ID as Woody. And I
Yeah.
told him, I was like, dude, you're going to get this taken away the first night. And
Because
sure
it
enough,
says
goes
Woody?
out, he got it taken away the very first time.
And they're like, yeah, Woody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's
He could have
funny?
put
Yeah.
Dave or something, or like Peter.
Why
Or
Woody?
Danny.
Woody.
But to
Or
him,
Danny,
though,
yeah.
to him,
He's
though, did
weird.
he think that, this must be like a common, or he just grabbed whatever he could get, probably.
Well, no, that's his actual nickname is
Oh,
Woody.
I
So he
missed that,
had
sorry.
one made
Okay.
that said Woody on it. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, this
it's
is
like
never
no one
gonna
names their
pass.
kid like I don't know. Isn't that it's a nickname? It's, not
a
like a
nickname.
really
yeah,
like a
it'd
real
be like
name.
me putting like, you know,
Frothy.
It's
amazing.
the bass player from our last night.
Yeah, Woody.
Woody.
Oh my god.
Ex
Former
bass.
bass.
Former
yeah.
bass. Shout
But
out Woody.
it's funny though you mentioned that because like we live in New Hampshire. It's we border Mass. We're in Mass right now.
Yeah.
We go out in Mass often, and people in like Mass bars will be like, they'll look at like our New Hampshire ID like intently. I'm like, have you not seen a New Hampshire ID? Like we live 10 minutes from here,
Yeah.
and people like always give us not always, but they'll like give us a hard time like about it and like look at it a little more intently.
Although when I was just at the liquor store before I came here, the guy took my ID and looked at it. He goes, "How old would you be right now?" And I said 29. And he's like, and he handed it back to me. I was like, "Did you really do the math in your head, or did you just want to see how quickly I could come up with my age?"
You asked him?
or trip up.
Well, no, I didn't ask him. I was just
Oh.
like, this guy's definitely like, he didn't care. He just wanted a number, me to say it.
Yeah.
But
These
you're definitely
convenience
right.
stores, man.
Well, yeah, it was a New Hampshire liquor store, so I think they have to. They're a little bit more like,
Just more bad luck. They're always challenging you with questions.
yeah. They're like, what's your zodiac sign?
Yeah. I know. Well, it's a skill. I've been bordering Mass my whole life, basically. It's
Bordering?
bordering New Hampshire,
Oh.
not Mass. Bordering New Hampshire, basically my whole life. So
Yeah.
it's a skill. I have the real ID, so I don't want anyone giving me shit because I got it in 2 seconds though. It was actually really easy.
Oh, I've heard it's pretty easy to
Yeah.
get, which is
It's
nice.
not it's not demand. It's not a demand or like a requirement until like 2025 or 2026.
Yeah, they keep
now.
pushing it back because like
Every
COVID
time.
and stuff.
But when I moved and stuff, I was like, let me just get it because I guess it helps at the airport.
I
And
thought the same
fly.
thing, but then I forgot like all the documents you need for it, and I was like,
Yeah.
I already waited like months for this appointment at the RMV or whatever,
Mm.
and so I went up and I got my passport like relatively recently, and I got the passport card, which is like a official government ID.
I don't have the card, but I do bring my passport if I need to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that was the trouble when I went to buy my gun last week, was like the ID. They're actually pretty strict on the ID requirements because they looked at mine and were like, "Do you still live at this address?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "You have to get this changed before you can get a gun." But then the guy was like, "You could also just go buy a fishing license for $45 and
With
Kill
your
it.
address on it, with your new address,
your new
yeah.
address on it and
That's
just
funny.
use that."
New
And
Hampshire's
so,
so chill.
so I left, went and did it in my car and went back in and then bought it.
Nice.
So
I know you guys were shooting it up at the range.
Yeah,
guys
showing
been digging it?
Danny the ropes. We gotta get you out there.
Yeah, as many probably know, well, it's always a sensitive topic, but the regulations and stuff here are just crazy.
Yeah, Mass is great. Like, New
really-
Hampshire's a constitutional state, so you can like
Yeah.
walk in, do a background check for 20 minutes, $20, and walk
Yeah.
out with a gun.
Yeah, I got mine in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well, because I bought it in Maine, and then they have to ship it to New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you buy a gun in Maine, they have to send it to a dealer in New Hampshire, and then you can go and
Did
pick
you
it
go to
up.
the what's
Okay.
it called, the Outpost or whatever?
Kittery Trading Post.
Trading Post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I used to go there growing up. I used to get on that train. It's like Wolfman chases you.
Oh, you're thinking of a different one.
What is it?
You're thinking of Clark's Trading
Yeah,
Post.
yeah.
Trading. Okay, it's but
So,
trading. Post,
The one he's
right?
talking about is like a Bass
Kittery.
Pro Shop, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Kittery's like right over.
Yep, just over the
The
border.
border.
Yeah.
Yep. the
Clark's
big
Trading
bridge.
Post was cool though. Yeah, you get chased by the Wolfman on the
Dude,
train.
when I was little, I was like hiding under the seats,
Yeah, dude, I
like
got
the
scared the crap out of me. You know?
Did you get those like little guns that had like a little thing on the end, and then
Yeah.
you shoot
Yes,
them,
it
and
was
then
a
it's just a
corkscrew, I
string?
think.
Yeah.
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 Well, they. Oh wait, no, that was
Cheers.
called.
Cheers to that.
That was called Clark's Train Bears, I think actually.
Trading Post. I thought it was. But
Clark's.
I don't know.
Well, they had bears there that were like trained, and you could
Spark.
like watch them do tricks and stuff.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say yeah a lot, right?
No.
Oh, okay. No,
Sure.
I do. I say hell yeah a lot.
Hell yeah.
You know what's funny? The last half of this was really good.
Hell yeah. You know why?
Yeah.
Hell no. I don't know.
Let me get this confetti cannon.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa, brushing your teeth.
Yeah, bro. Dude, that is the funniest line because it makes no sense.
It
But you're
makes-
like, hey, brush your
I
teeth in the
showed-
morning.
I showed Lindsay and Sabrina, and they're like, "What?" And I was like, "That's how I felt."
Oh man,
Because I was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Okay, this is happening."
Yeah.
it's funny because, we're a week ahead, so we actually haven't seen like the final footage yet. Recording this episode right now, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
We have it. So when we're done tonight, when we wrap up,
Check it out.
gotta check out that part. But yeah, I'm glad it was good. And honestly, this Cherry Garcia hit the nail on the coffin.
We
dude.
can call it
Hit
that.
the nail. Yeah,
the nail
hit
on the coffin.
We'll add that
Hit
to
nail. What is it?
Hit the nail on the head.
on the head of the coffin. That's the last.
Sure, you
my
can
last
add that
nail.
in. It's
Dude,
it's
I've had
Halloween.
brain surgery. I've had a seizure. I can't talk anymore.
That's okay. When you have a couple drinks in you, it's hard to like get your words together, you know.
What?
Yeah. All right. But let me tell you this story. So since we're making all
Is
these
this the
random
moose
noises-
story?
Yep. This is the moose story. Get ready, guys. So we love Papa Roach.
American Dream.
Yeah. Some people, it's like a Nickelback. They're like, "What? You still see them?" It's
Right.
like,
They're
yeah,
kind of
still
older,
touring,
but like,
bro.
yeah, they're still sick.
Dude, they're not even that much older. But Jacoby. I don't know how to pronounce
Jacoby?
it. Jacoby. There you go. Jacoby. Sorry, Jacoby.
He had a
He's-
seizure, folks.
Yeah, I know. God, I'm not one that's gonna always use that as an excuse. But geez, I should have known that. Jacoby, yes, and his last name is Jackix.
Oh, Jasek maybe?
Jaddix.
Jaddix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacoby Jaddix?
Sorry, I
Jaddix.
swear to God, man, I love Papa Roach. I've been listening to them for a while. I keep doing this because I think I have a mouse pad. Anyway, we went to Mohegan Sun. We brought Matt because we saw them once before.
Alex and Mike, my
Yeah.
brother.
And because he was like, I don't know. I don't know too much of their stuff. So they were playing again. We're like, you have to come. And he listened to more music since then. And he was like, I love this song. I love this one.
Yeah, I was getting more into it.
Yeah.
The reason I didn't go the first time because I didn't know many of their songs.
Right.
But then you guys were like, you got to listen to these,
And it was awesome.
and they were great. Yeah.
It was a great time. And we had a great time pre-show and post-show. And
I'm really curious how a moose.
no,
not a moose, a cow.
Moo.
Oh.
So we get back to the hotel room, probably like 12:30, and we have a long pour of shot. We did have quite
Oh,
a bit
yeah.
of drinks.
We stayed at the hotel. 'cause
We did,
were,
which was awesome.
yeah, that was sweet.
It was like balling. It was like VIP. It felt sweet to see a concert and then just stay there, which
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone does. But
Mm-hmm.
there were definitely people that were not memberships, but they have like the players cards, and because they get free shows. And there were definitely like some people going in there and were like, "Who's Papa Rocher,
Just,
and they
like-
hear like a minute of like Hollywood Undead
Yeah.
who opens and they're
Dude,
like, I'm out of here.
That was another reason I went. I love Hollywood Undead, so I was really excited to see them.
They were awesome.
They were
They were
great.
awesome.
Funny
I never
guy.
really got into them,
Right.
and then because you were like, I love them, and I'm like, I never, but I'm down to listen. Awesome.
Yeah.
So we get to the hotel room at night. We order a pizza.
Not
we had the
sober.
leftovers. Not sober.
Like we were out till like last call, I think,
Yeah.
at one of the bars.
Yeah.
At Mohegan,
Yeah.
At Mohegan. Yeah.
which is late. That's
Oh yeah, because everything closes up in Mass and Connecticut. I feel like so early. You're in New York City and everything's open till like 4 a.m.
But Mohegan's on a Indian reserve, so they
That's
can
true.
make their own rules. And
That's true. Yeah, they were open later than usual than most places.
we
But
wanted
get back.
we wanted to get some like smash burger or something, but they were
Oh,
closed.
we did though. No, we
Oh,
went
did
to
we?
well, we went to Johnny Rockets.
Oh, that's
and We
right.
got like a barbecue
Yeah,
rancho
something-
burger with
some-
onion rings.
Some drunchies.
Yeah, it was a bad idea. So we're all laying down. We're like, all right, good night, guys. We're
Well,
talking.
You gotta set the scene.
Well, what were we Well, okay,
Well,
so
so there's 2 beds and
Yeah.
there's 3 of us. So I was like, whatever. Like
I'll pay less.
I brought my like sleeping camp or my camping sleeping pad or whatever. Which like inflates
call
to
it
like
that.
this much, but like, dude, I bring it every time I go camping, and it's like enough for me. It's all I need.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like it firm.
Wow.
Just so you know. So Mike has a bed, Alex has a bed, and I like literally set up the sleeping pad like under a desk, like I was in a little cave.
Yep. Done that before.
And Alex is like intrigued first, like right off the bat.
Well, we were like, there's only 2 beds, and you were like, you know what? I'll pay like we'll all split it, but I'll pay like make it thirds, but flick it. Make it thirds, but I'll pay like 20 bucks
whatever.
less, whatever it was. So he sleeps under the desk with his half of centimeter. He goes like this. It's full. Like, literally, like 4 presses.
Hell yeah.
And he's laying like this. And he's like, all right, good night, boys. And I was like, all right, good night, man.
We were all like pretty drunk. at
Yeah,
this
we were
point.
giggling.
Alex
like,
is
already
like,
giggling.
I think I was like reaching up and like freaking Alex out. Or
Yeah,
something.
you were like tickling or something. You were like going like this with the sheet
Ooh,
or something.
tickling.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like grabbing my.
That sounds
foot.
like me.
So the TV's on, but it's kind of muted because we were all trying to go to sleep. And all of a sudden, we're just laying there. It's dead quiet. It's dead silence in this hotel room. And all of a sudden, Matt goes,
I don't know why.
"Don't." But I.
Alex
was
lost
crying,
it.
laughing. Then I
So
do
for the
it.
next like 45 minutes,
Yeah.
we're just
Well, at that
mooing.
point, you're just like so drunk.
Done.
You're
Right.
like, I don't
Done.
even care if I sleep. At
That's
this
like the
I
only
know.
sound I
Just
can make
mess
at that
around.
point, you know.
So we saw Papa Roach. We made sounds of cows. We had a great time. Highly suggest going to see.
I wanna go
concert
back.
There. Yeah,
It's fun.
I love Papa Roach and I love Nickelback. I don't care what anyone says. They rock out. Papa Roach rocks out.
Yeah, look at this photograph.
Please don't
Yeah.
Song was
unsubscribe.
good.
Yeah,
Far Away. By
all of
Nickelback.
them. All of them.
I
They're
definitely
just,
cried to that song a couple of times.
yeah. And Too Late. I think it's called Too Late or something. It's I forget. It's like an abusive like relationship with a father, I believe, or something. With that hit. Not that I have the experience, but like it hits hard because it's like real. The lyrics are real. I don't know. I've always loved them. I've always
Yeah.
loved them. I swear, there are so many people that love Nickelback, and I feel like that's become a trend on like TikTok and Instagram.
Well, it's
where
definitely
they're
like a joke.
they're
Like,
like, "What the hell is this?" And then when the lyrics start and like he's singing, Chad is singing, they like turn their head and they're like singing. I love this. They're at the gym. They're like, "Fuck yeah." You know, it's great.
Yeah, didn't they sing Rockstar? Like, I want to be
yeah.
a rock star.
Yeah.
They just were. They
that's a
just were-
banger.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a
I
good
remember
one.
hearing that. Like that was on definitely on my iPod like back in the day.
Yeah, the iPod.
All
What was
of
the
them.
first iPod you guys owned?
I had
you
the not the little square one, but like the rectangle. Was it a nano?
It may have been
Nano color or
a
something?
mini.
I've had like
What was the
Nanos
little-
were very thin.
What was the little? No, that's what it was.
Oh,
It
that
was like it was like this long
with
and
no
like
screen.
that was a shuffle.
no, yeah, shuffle. That's what
yeah,
it was.
iPod shuffle.
well,
yeah.
well. So the shuffle had no screen
Right.
with a clip on, and
Oh,
the
no,
Nano
no.
had a screen.
Yeah,
but
that's what I had.
It looked like a Kit Kat bar
yeah,
almost.
yeah, that's what I had.
Okay, the Nano. So
Yeah,
I
I
what did
think
you
the
have?
mini or no, there was just the iPod, right? It was like a white
Yeah.
one. with
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. The
the
big
wheel
square one.
actually
black and
spun.
white screen. Yeah, the wheel spun, and then
Those
I
were
think
sick.
they made
They
the
held
iPod.
like 1,000 songs.
It was
Yeah, they did
It's
1,000 songs,
Crazy.
and then they came out with the iPod Mini, which is what I had, and I had it in blue, green. I think I had it in pink once, like
I had the red one.
the red. Okay, that may have been a little bit further down the line. Because I don't remember them having a red one at first.
I remember getting an
but-
iPod Touch when those came out. That was a big thing. Like that was
Yeah,
like
that was
our big Christmas
huge.
gift. Like Mike and I both got those. Like my mom's like, all right, these are like the last gift.
Yeah.
Those are huge.
And it was like the size of an iPod box.
it's a wallet.
Play some doodle jump on it. You
Exactly,
probably
dude.
played
That's all he
that.
did is brought it to high school and played Doodle Jump.
Yeah, exactly.
My dad was a huge Apple.
Maze Runner.
Maze
Remember that
Runner,
one?
dude. Oh my, and Brick.
Yeah.
Brick was great. So my dad always had Mac growing up. Back in the day when they would call it Macintosh, and like now it's Mac or people say Apple, but Macintosh, like the originals, the desktop versions, they huge like weird shaped
Right.
things. And my dad got an iPod and then had that. It was like the original, and he got me one. And he was like, upload your music to it. And the wheel itself actually spun. And it probably weighed about a pound or two. It was,
Yeah, they
it
were
was
heavy.
It
It was like a brick of gold.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
brick of gold for sure, which you're going to talk to us about soon.
I will.
But I've upgraded to touchscreen ones, and then the iPhone. You laugh.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I know. What is funny?
Yeah.
Touching gold?
Yeah. No. Just Danny.
Danny. Something's going to happen. I'm feeling something. I'm sweating. Something's going to happen. But
Are you bringing him in?
it's Willy Wonka. I've always
I have
been a
no
Mac
clue
user.
what the hell you guys are talking about
Nothing.
right now.
Yeah.
This is no prank.
I'm gonna let you just kind of get through this
Let
right
me
now.
let me finish
Well,
it up.
please do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop it.
But I had the touch as well. I had a couple of them with the colors, and then then the iPhone came out, and I remember my stepfather got like one of the originals. It had like the rounded back, and he was like ahead of the game.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I remember
He was
that.
the first to have it. I'm like, what is this magical device? It does everything my iPod does and calls people. So
And now it's like our whole life.
now that's it.
Everything we have is on our phone.
And it's pretty
Yeah.
easy to get now. Like back in
Oh,
the
yeah.
day, I'd be like, oh my god, it was so expensive to
know.
get like the new PS3,
I think I paid.
PS4, or
Yeah.
whatever, and then the iPhones were like super expensive.
Now they're $1,000 though. I feel like
yeah,
back
but
in
you
the
just
day they were.
you just build it into your plan. And
Right,
it's like
dude. I pay
$20 a month.
$8 a month for my 14 Pro or whatever. It's
yeah,
like,
and
I
that's
just
like
got it.
$1,000 phone.
I know. So it's
So-
like over three years, but like,
Yeah,
so what?
so it's definitely gotten more affordable. But I remember when anything would first come out, like a new game, new console, like it was so exciting. Now I'm like, I don't really care.
I miss when I first got my phone. I think it was a like Nokia brick or something. But then I got a flip phone, like a hand me down from my brother or something. But I miss the days when it was like, all right, every 2 years you get an upgrade. So like every 2 years you get like the newest thing, whatever. But now it's like now they build it into your plan, like you said, and you pay it off over 3, 4, 5 years, like whatever you end up doing, and it's not like a free upgrade anymore. Those were the
Right.
days.
Well, because the phones were so crappy back then that they could. Like,
Well, remember like the Sidekick and stuff?
yeah,
Dude.
my first phone was an LG Chocolate. I don't know.
Oh
if
yeah,
it slid up.
I had one of those.
Yeah, and then I went
we are
swimming
getting,
with it.
We're getting into this topic. We got to talk about the
Yeah.
phones.
What was your first phone?
I had too many.
Remember the Razor? That was the biggest thing in 6th
The
grade.
Razor.
all the popular
blew
girls
up
had like the
the
pink
scene.
razors.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Razor was like every.
My
if
dad
you
had one.
it,
I was like,
yeah.
that's sick.
Dude, I
What
had
about
one.
what about the Crazer? Did you? I had.
I
that.
didn't have the Crazer.
So it was
even
my
heard of
mom's
it.
phone, and then she was done using it. And I took it, dude. That phone was amazing. It's like the Razor, but like maybe 3/4 the size,
Okay.
and it was just cool, man. Sleek.
Do they still make Is it Blackberries?
BlackBerry. Yep.
They still make it?
They're just. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. They're just. Never.
That
hear
was
of
like a
them.
big thing too, because it was like a full keyboard on like a little like.
Did you have a BlackBerry?
No.
Okay, so they used to have this thing called BBM. That was like the new instant messenger of
Oh, really?
BlackBerry, and everyone was like, "Yo, what's your BBM?" And it was like like a number. It was like
Yeah,
fives,
yeah.
twos, and everyone was sending messages on the BlackBerry. I had a BlackBerry. I had a Sidekick, which I had to switch carriers because it was only a T-Mobile thing.
Right,
back then.
right.
Oh,
I had an Android. I had the Android. It was called like the Explorer or something. It had an antenna, and you could actually go on. You could watch TV. That was like its thing. Like that was
Wow.
like their
Remember the
selling
Alias?
point. No.
Alias was like
Alias.
it slid up kind of like a Sidekick, or it flipped up and had
Okay.
a full, but it flipped both ways. So you'd like have like a flip
Got
phone,
it.
but it also flipped sideways, and you had a full keyboard.
Okay. Because
they were like toys, low key.
dude,
Yeah.
yeah, low key toys.
Play with
because
them.
I had because one of the Androids
Snake.
I had, you could hold it this way, so it was horizontal, vertical, to like call. But then if you turned it horizontally, you could push up the screen, and the keyboard came out. So it would come up, and then you would be able to type and stuff.
That's
and, like,
exactly like what the Alias was like.
okay. So yeah, But now like it's just Apple
Yeah, it's all iPhones.
or Android.
For the Apple haters.
but
know.
I don't know.
If you have an Android, like these people hate Apple.
It's the green.
I got
When it's
I
green.
had the Google Pixel like when it first came out, just because like the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool, but
I
like
swear
I
people
went
just
I
do
went
it
back to
because-
Apple because like it's just so like intuitive. Like iMessage is so convenient and easy to use. Like everything you want to do, it's already thought about it.
Yeah. I heard that there's like this trend where kids who are in high school are going back to flip phones because it's like the cool, trendy thing to do. And I actually
Everything goes in
don't-
cycles, dude.
I don't
Yeah.
blame them. I think that they're sick of social media. They're sick of, opening up their phone and like worrying about what's going to be on there.
I almost did that in college. I was gonna get rid of my iPhone and go back to a flip phone because I was like, I'm just getting way too distracted.
Yeah, it's
I
very
didn't, but-
distracting. Like I told you guys, I have
Yeah.
to delete Instagram like at least once a week
That's
because I
smart.
get too hooked on it.
You know,
I have an
self-control.
addictive. Yeah, I have an addictive personality, so if caffeine's in the fridge, I'll drink it until I feel terrible.
Yeah.
If I have Instagram on my phone, I'll scroll until I want to throw up.
Yeah.
Like that's just how I am, and it works on me. So I need to take the steps to kind of.
and they
balance.
want that. They love that.
Oh yeah, they love people like me, the heavy users. They call
Hours
them.
and hours a day. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
then
hate-
I delete it for a couple days and I recharge and I feel better and then I can kind of come back to
on,
it.
on Sundays, my phone's like, your screen usage went up 17% last week. I'm like, damn it!
Yeah.
I know.
I was trying not to use this stupid thing.
Yeah. It's like when you try to decrease your screen usage, you just do it 10 times more.
Well, like when I'm in the office, I definitely use it less. Like than when I'm at home.
Yeah.
The screen time thing, because it's that new feature on the on iPhone. Couple like versions ago, they introduced screen time so you could see like what apps you use the most. And dude, I swear they like knew what they were doing because I feel like it's like a game to people. It's like, all right, it was 5 hours today. I'm going 8 hours. You know what I mean? Like it's like the apps where you're walking or running, and it's like, all right, I did 2 miles today. Tomorrow I'm gonna do 3. Next week,
I
I'm
wish
gonna
I
do
did that.
5.
I know, yeah. I wish I had that mindset.
I know. That's the thing. They just
Today I
wanted to-
surfed 9 waves. Tomorrow I'm surfing 19 waves.
Imagine if it could read that. That'd be pretty cool.
I
I'm
know.
sure there's some. I mean, I had like the shark surf watches that told me like the tide of like where I lived and stuff. So I'd like go out based on that, which was cool. Because like there's certain breaks that obviously surf better or break better at different times and different
Yeah.
tides.
It's crazy what phones can do now, like what they can tell you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like that saying like it's in the palm of your hand. Like I feel like people would use that in commercials or like movies or.
Have you seen the latest iPhone commercial? It talks
With
about titanium.
titanium?
It's like, oh, from the atmosphere to your hand. I'm like,
Yeah.
they're not wrong. That's
They're
kind of
not
cool.
wrong.
Yeah.
But
That's like,
that's
dude,
it.
their marketing is awesome.
It is awesome. But then you're like, okay, so I'm buying a $1,000 phone just because like the outer casing.
Well, I don't
is
think that's why you're
aluminum.
buying it,
No, of course not.
but it's cool.
It is. No, I know. It's supposed to be lighter and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's sick.
Whatever.
I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
Did you see what the CEO of Apple said recently?
No.
He basically, somebody asked him about, how much people are using iPhones essentially. And he said, we didn't create the iPhone so that people would be looking at it constantly. He's like, if you're looking at your phone more than you're looking into somebody's eyes, then you're doing the wrong thing. That's what he said.
Wow.
But in my mind, I'm thinking, you created a hyper addictive product.
Yeah.
It
And
has
now
access
you're
to
telling
everything.
people you need to have like a healthy balance when you're using it. It's like, this is a very highly addictive thing.
Yeah, it's kind of contradictive.
Yeah. And then you say, oh, well, you shouldn't be using it, more than you're hang out with your family. It's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have created an addictive product that people are obsessed with.
Like cigarettes.
It works on your dopamine in your brain,
Yeah.
and that's like a very, very powerful thing. That's
I mean, what's the first thing you do when you wake up? I check my phone. I'm like, well, first of all, just because I don't have an alarm clock in my room.
But the alarm goes off.
The alarm
and
goes
that
off.
leads right
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
And then I'm
what
like,
did
oh,
I-
look, I have like notifications. Like Alex and Danny are sending voice messages again.
Hey, that's an exception.
yeah, I think
That's an exception.
it takes a crazy amount of self-control nowadays to like stop looking at your phone because it's
It
just
does.
constant. And sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'll feel my phone like vibrate and when it's not in my pocket. Like
Yeah.
I'll feel
No,
it
no,
in
no.
my leg and I'm
I
like,
hear you.
and then I'll have a message.
Or I'll
It's
feel
weird.
it vibrate and I'll pull it out. I'm like, I don't have any notifications. So like, why did it do like?
It just wanted you to
Like
look
almo-
at it.
I wonder if
yeah.
like the muscle in
It's
your
mental.
leg is like it knows that like something's gonna happen, so like it just does it.
Yeah, I mean, it's electromagnetic fields at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah, it's the radiation too with the cell signals is not good, and honestly, I think the CEO may have said that because maybe like a bad rap that now they're kind of because all you hear on the news is like the new addiction, like like everyone's just staring, like walking across crosswalks, just looking down, not paying attention to
So-
traffic, and at restaurants. And
I mean, the real problem is social media.
it is.
You can have
Yeah.
a phone, you can call people, text people,
Yes.
check your email. You can do work on your phone, but like once you get onto the social media platforms, that's what's addictive, and that's what
Right.
people, and that's what the biggest issue is. Like,
It's the app store.
Danny's fiance and my wife are teachers, and Lexi is too now, but like they say that like all these kids are like watching TikToks, and like when Lindsay and Abby work together, they're like, yeah, they're destroying like bathrooms because it's a TikTok trend. I'm like,
Yeah,
screw that, get rid of TikTok.
Yeah.
I know.
Chinese spyware.
Yeah, and
know.
it's funny, like the Meta is getting sued right now. I just saw that today. They're getting sued because I'm not sure
Mental
by-
health, right?
because of
I
mental
saw
health
that.
issues.
Yeah. Mass and New Hampshire were involved in that. Is what I
Yeah.
saw.
We're
And
in trouble if they don't go into like the future, like they're thinking in the future to find ways to prevent these things from happening. AI, Meta, all these things. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in school and let's say you're in 10th grade and you're looking and you see these kids that are your age and they're millionaires from making TikTok videos, you're not going to study math.
Nope.
Right.
You're not going to study science. You're going to go make TikTok videos because it's a quick way to make a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, in that aspect, I think it's kind of cool. Like, you can do the dumbest stuff and put it online, and people are like, whoa, like, I want to follow you. And then you get money from it.
I mean, I understand that, but I think if every kid tries to do that, then they're going to be sadly mistaken when they don't,
Right.
Yeah.
when they haven't studied.
No, I know.
And then they get, 5 years down the line when they didn't make it and they
Right.
have to work a real job
Oh my
and they
God.
can't cope.
You're preaching to the choir. I tell Lindsay, I'm like,
Yeah.
these kids are like that. Like at that school that they teach at, like they would give them unlimited tries at tests and exams. Like, oh, you need to make it up. You need to make it like unlimited times. I'm like, wait till these kids go to college or get a job in the real world, where like when you mess up, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no going back. There's no redoing it and retaking it.
Yeah.
Kids these days, soft.
Well, and I
No.
think the labor laws are going
Yeah.
to change over the next few years. Like, I think you're really going to have to screw up to get fired from a job because they're getting sued so much from firing people that,
That's so dumb.
it's called quiet quitting, where you just like don't do anything for a while and then, or you do the bare minimum just to get by.
Right.
And then, if they fire you, you can sue them. It's just a mess.
It's so dumb.
I think the next 5 years in the corporate world are going to be quite the disaster.
It's scary, and like you were saying, they're finding all these people on social media because that's all they see, making millions because of sponsorships and all this stuff. It's like the music industry. It becomes so saturated that everyone is like, I want to become famous. Because I tried it, and I mean, there were times where I may have made it, like we were close and it didn't work, and it's just everyone's trying to become famous. And I feel like it's the same mentality. It's like, oh, I'll just go on TikTok and make millions of dollars. It's like, well, you could, but the chances of you making $1 million on TikTok is slim, dude. And like you said too, like, and I don't want to contradict ourselves because we're not. We all have full-time jobs, so we're doing this and using social media to boost this and to get it out there. But we're doing this because we want to and we enjoy
it's
it.
fun. We
but-
like hanging out.
Right, of course, and we're doing this because we want to talk and hang out and stuff. But we have full-time jobs. We've gone to school. We've
Yeah.
graduated college, and we still do stuff like outside of this, like
Right.
hobbies and stuff. So
Yeah, I do think like the entertainment industry should exist. Like
It should.
There's been movies, there's been music over the years, and people have made money, and that will never change. But I think we're like most of the kids coming up and everything, like they really want to make it just in the entertainment industry. And so that market is, like you said, it's just like so saturated right now. Everybody's trying to make it there, and I don't
that's all
know,
it's about.
they're going to be sadly mistaken in the
They
next
will.
few years because
Fools.
Well-
Fool's gold.
I think part of that is because we've kind of emphasized that lifestyle. Like social
Right.
media really promotes like being single and like owning a Bugatti and like
Yes,
and like, living the OnlyFans
stacks on
lifestyle.
stacks on
You know
stacks.
what I mean? Like
yeah.
like all those girls on OnlyFans, they make like hundreds of thousands
Oh
of
my
dollars a
God,
month.
dude.
And there's no real like, no offense to them, but I don't think that you have to go to school to learn how to do that.
No.
Like it's very just basic, and a lot of it is like Photoshopped, I bet,
You don't
So-
know what you don't know what
AI.
yeah.
Yeah.
AI even went into the business aspect of things. Like you take a photo of yourself, you're just like sitting in your chair or something, and then it makes you look like you're in a suit, and then like
In a
in front
Bugatti.
of, yeah, in a Bugatti or like in front of the Empire State Building, and it's all fake, and it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's really like you can literally be like, hey, I need 1,000 words on Putin, on what he's doing, and
Isn't that
what all
crazy?
Russia's about, and it literally gives it to you within like seconds.
Yeah.
Mm.
We got a couple of our like signature cocktails at our wedding from AI.
Damn.
So like Lindsay typed in like, because we have a black cat, so she's like, all right, like black cat.
That's okay though.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
No, I know, and that's cool.
Yeah.
I've never used it, honestly. I don't
Yeah.
know how. I'm sure I can
What is it?
Google it.
Chat
GPT.
GPT or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you've seen iRobot, that may be coming.
It's coming. Yeah, Boston
Yeah.
Dynamics
We
needs to be
have
shut
iRobot.
down.
I know. I know. When they're like kicking it down.
They
it
got
gets
like
right
a
back
dog
up.
that like jumps up a building and like throws a baby down and then runs down and catches it and like just craziest stuff.
Did that really happen?
No.
No.
But they got like dogs
they
that like, they
could.
can like jump up things and off of things and like balance. It's crazy.
Oh yeah,
They're
I've seen the
able to
robots
sense-
they've made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tesla's making robots too now, apparently. So it's before you know it, it's just gonna be.
That reminds me, Apple is making a car, or they've talked about making a car.
Mm,
I wonder what
Okay.
that's going to be like. I bet it's
I'm
really
not
similar to like a
surprised.
Tesla, but like it's going to be like I said, Apple's like very like ahead of you. If you think, oh, I wish it did this, it does that.
Yeah.
I think that's a really bad idea for them. I think they're better off integrating their technology within existing electric vehicles.
Well, that's like
because-
like CarPlay or something, right?
yeah, exactly. But like within Teslas, if they could integrate their technology, that'd
Be
be a
cool.
lot smarter for them because
Yeah.
that industry is really hard to make it in. Like even if you listen to Elon Musk interviews, like his company almost didn't survive through
Have you heard of NIO or NEO?
Neo. Yeah.
I invested in them, and yeah, they didn't do too well.
Well, they did very well for a short period of
Right,
time.
and then they stopped.
It went because I remember
The chip shortage screwed everything.
Well, they
Especially
were
for
at like
electric
$3 a share and went up to like I don't know 40 I think per share. So like, but that was right before COVID because I remember I was
Okay.
looking into them.
No, during COVID, I think. Well, yeah, the growth. But
Yeah.
I think I bought it at like 42 and sold it like 37. So like I did not do well.
And now
on
they're
that.
way down. They're
Yeah.
down at like $9
So
a
you
share.
So you were
Time to buy.
yeah you
No.
well, yeah, I know. Oh, God,
Well, they're
dude.
they're
buy low,
most of
buy
that-
low.
most of that hype came from
Yes,
like government funding. I'm pretty sure in China.
Well, it was
the
also like
government
the first like
prioritized-
not the first, but like it's the Chinese Tesla.
Yeah.
It's their version of the electric car.
Yeah, and I mean, if you looked at their lineup of cars, like I looked at them back in 2019, and I was like, these are really cool looking cars. But then I looked more into their financials, and I'm like, they're pretty much mostly government funded. And I don't know. I mean, all great ideas first start with the government, but I don't know about the Chinese government. Who the hell knows?
Oh. I like that. I do that to myself all the time. They always slip.
Yeah.
What's the new one that's out now? It's like it's going to be a competitor. It's already out, but I feel like they're going to be a
Rivian?
competitor. No,
Oh.
We saw one-
Oh yeah. No.
Lone Star,
Mm,
something Star.
No, I know what you're talking
Lucid.
about. Lucid
Not
Air.
Lucid. No.
So there's
I was thinking of Lucid for
there's
sure.
Lucid,
That's why I
Neo,
love having this because I'm
Rivian, Canoe. That's another one.
Lucid's
Could
pretty
doodle-doo.
sick.
Yeah, Lucid has very
The
nice
Air is a
vehicles.
really cool car.
Yeah, I'm pretty
They're
sure
like
they.
70 grand or something. They're not cheap.
Yeah, they're not cheap at all.
They're trying
Okay.
to market like Lexus. If you watch their commercials, like even when they're like they put Lucid at the end, it's literally the same exact font and like how they like it goes LUCID.
Mm,
It's just like Lexus.
dang.
So I think
They're-
they're trying to be like the luxury electric car.
vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they're called Polestar.
Polestar. I haven't heard of that
that's
one.
weird because Polestar's like Volvo's.
So I'm pretty sure you guys can see this too, but yeah, this is the Polestar. Polestar. So Lexi and I were at a bar, and this guy was outside, and he was like, yeah, like this is the new thing, and everyone was like, oh my god, like, wow, this is so nice, and it's supposed to be like $90,000, high tech, all electric, doors go up automatically, things starts automatically, so
So that's the cool thing about Tesla. You can get one for like 35 grand.
all of the Ubers have it.
It's
Yeah.
affordable.
Uber drivers have it,
Yeah.
or like they're like leasing it, but
Well, the thing that I
New thing.
really like about Tesla, I really like Elon Musk. I think he's just a very smart guy. He doesn't give into the BS of the government. You know, he's kind of anti-money printing and all the bogus crap that
Right.
goes on. And his company, Starlink, I think that's what's going to help us bypass the government in the future for like
Have you seen it?
transacting. What do you mean? Have I
Have you seen
it?
Starlink go by? Like the
I saw
satellite
the
system?
satellites launching a couple weeks ago from my house.
Okay.
There
Yeah,
were
yeah.
like 12 of them in a row.
It's so
just
cool.
going up in the sky.
Right. Well, yeah, and then the chain just gets bigger. Like, I've seen like a chain of 7, and then I saw a chain of like 12 and like 15. Like it just keeps growing.
Yeah, it's cool. They
My friend got the Wi-Fi, the internet thing from it, and it's pretty spotty. It's not great yet.
Well, yeah, I think they need to improve on it, but we don't have to rely so much on other companies to get Wi-Fi.
Did you see what he
essentially.
tweeted last week or
What'd
a
he
couple
say?
days ago?
No.
Did you see it? He says he said he would pay Wikipedia $1 billion to change their name to Dickipedia.
Oh my god.
He probably would do that.
He tweeted
too.
that. Yeah. Like, dude, I'd cash in on that. I'd change
Yeah.
it right away. Get $1 billion.
Once
He's got to be careful though. He's
He
tweeted
does,
some stuff in the
dude.
past that's got him in
It's like
a
Uncle
decent
Donnie.
amount of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep your
one,
mouth shut.
yeah, I know.
But now that he owns Twitter, I mean, he can.
it's X now, and once
Yeah,
he did
X free.
X,
It's public speech, right?
yeah, no, it is. But when he changed it from Twitter to X, I deleted it, and then
I'm
he
sure
also,
a lot of people did, yeah.
and he also laid off like a crap load of people.
Yeah.
Apparently,
I
Yeah.
think
he
there's
just didn't
lawsuits
care.
about
He
that.
just didn't care.
It's like did you ever see Entourage when Ari comes in after buying the company and he just shoots everybody with paintball guns? Like, you're
No.
fired, you're fired, you're fired.
I haven't
don't-
watched that far into it. I watched only like the first
Okay.
season.
It's pretty funny.
I
gotta
don't
watch
blame him
it.
for firing all those people though. They were so intertwined with the government, Twitter,
Twitter was
before he owned it. Like they were giving, the government would tell them to silence somebody, and they would.
Yeah.
And that's not how the capital markets should work.
No.
no.
And so he fired all those people, and now he has a clean slate. And I think it's better off for everybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was gonna say something about.
You said the reason
Starlink.
you like Tesla earlier.
Oh well, yeah. So Tesla,
Oh,
I just
the
like as a
anti-government
company.
stuff.
I think it's kind of overpriced right now as a stock, but I do like the company long term. I think once it goes down, then I'll buy it. But right now, it's all about the gold, baby.
Tell us about gold.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna give a shout out to Peter Schiff on this podcast. On the last one, I feel like I played kind of dumb. I do know actually a decent
No, you
amount
know a
of
ton.
Schiff's theory.
Dude, that's
But
that's
this
huge.
is a tenth of an ounce of gold. And just to kind of give you a perspective, back in, I don't know, 1920, this would be worth $2. This cost me $230 today.
That's
So how
like
much
a,
is
like
an
a
ounce?
dime.
So an ounce,
2,300
last
bucks.
time I checked, was about $1,982. This is a tenth of an ounce.
Wow.
And so that just like an ounce of gold back in the day was $20. That's what it was worth because the
So
dollar.
if you bought it then and you sold it now, you'd be rich as hell.
Oh yeah, you'd be rich, but you're also getting dollars that aren't worth as much.
Right.
And so his theory kind of, I mean, I'll take you back, like far back. So do you know about the Federal Reserve Bank?
I've heard of it.
Okay. So basically
That's
there
about
was
it,
this
yeah.
there was this crash in financial markets in 1907, and you've probably never heard of the crash of 1907, right? Like it's super like it's irrelevant at this point. And so in response to that crash, they were like, let's create a central bank to prevent a crisis from happening.
Right.
So in 1913, they created the central bank, and they said, if asset prices fall too low, like if there's a crash, we'll be able to stimulate the economy. And if we go into hyperinflation, the Federal Reserve Bank can help bring down hyperinflation or just inflation in general.
Okay.
And so over the years, like they would do this, they'd blow a bubble up and then it would pop. And so then we fast forward to like 1971, and they took us off the gold standard. And at that point, all hell breaks loose. So this is no longer tied to the US dollar. And so essentially at that point, we had an endless money printer. Like we could just keep printing money and to pay our bills. Like, could you imagine if you were to have a credit card bill and it's $2,000, you only have $1,000, and you could just print $1,000 and
Okay.
pay it, right?
Right.
That's what the government started doing. And so Schiff's theory goes into, okay, we've been counterfeiting money for so long that other countries that we owe money to are getting sick of this. They're like, hey, you keep paying us back in dollars that aren't worth what they were last year.
Right.
And so
Did the central bank turn into the Federal Reserve? Is that what you're saying?
the central bank is the Fed.
Okay.
They kind of just have.
Yeah, because
it's the
obviously
same name.
we
So
hear about
debt-
that all the time,
Yeah.
especially with mortgages and stuff lately.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So debt. I mean, technically, this is debt, right? Like starting back then. All
Yeah,
the way
so-
back then. Like the more you print, the more debt you're kind of
Well, the more you print, the less value it has.
Right. But in order to print money, they have to buy a debt. So
Okay.
the Federal Reserve will buy U.S. Treasury bonds.
Okay.
So let's say the Fed gives the U.S. Treasury $1 million for a bond. So the Fed then takes the bond, they have it on their balance sheet, and now the Treasury has $1 million to do whatever they want with. So they can go pay bills, they can go spend it on worthless crap like we do today. And
Hell
so Schiff is basically saying that, hey, we've been doing this for so long, and other countries keep buying our treasuries, and we keep paying them back in dollars plus a little bit of interest, essentially. And they're like, hey,
Okay.
we're getting back less money than we gave you.
Right.
Like the money we gave to you.
Because of what it was worth when they got it. versus
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they're getting less back in the future. And
Works
so-
for us.
Yeah, I mean, it has worked for us, but look at our balance sheet now.
Yeah,
We're
now it's garbage.
we're $33.7 trillion in debt.
I
And
was
so
just thinking about that number.
You say we. I didn't lend that money.
we're all responsible for it. If you don't think that we are, each citizen in the US is liable for about $100,000 of that debt. You know, and we'll pay for it one way or another. We'll pay for it through inflation, or they'll do a bank bail-in where we have to pay for all that debt.
So it was because we're taking loans or taking mortgages or taking.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that,
just
yeah.
all the outstanding principal and interest in the United States. Yeah, and so basically, and I'll get into that now, is we've devalued our currency so much that other countries they're just saying, we're not going to buy U.S. Treasuries, we'll just buy gold instead because it holds its value better than the U.S. Treasury bond. And so Schiff thinks that other countries are going to stop buying U.S. Treasuries. And when you stop buying U.S. Treasuries, that puts selling pressure on the dollar. And so now the dollar is going to get devalued significantly. And
Okay.
and gold and the dollar have this inverse relationship where dollars go down, gold goes up. And so that's
Wow.
really the basis of
'Cause
his theory.
The dollar's going down daily.
Yeah, exactly. And if, let's say you have $1,000, right? And tomorrow somebody tells you that's only going to be worth like $900, you're going to go spend it today. But you're going to want to buy something that holds its value. Yeah.
So if the dollar crashes, just say like it's like this is crap. It's literally worth less than this piece of dirt that
Yeah.
you just picked up. How does gold come into play? Like how would you pay for stuff with gold? Like is it melting it into something else, or is it just
well, so
they're giving you dollars or they're giving you money
No,
to pay?
yeah, you'll get money for it, but it's
For it.
worth more,
Got it. Okay.
right?
well,
Because if it's worth, like you said, $230 something.
yeah. And so gold is a medium of exchange, right? So let me just
Can I touch it?
Let me just give you yeah, here I'll take
No,
it
don't,
out. if you
don't,
want.
don't.
Whoa!
Isn't it mint?
It doesn't
Oh, okay.
it doesn't
Take it
matter.
out, baby.
Gold can't tarnish.
Let's go.
That's the beauty of it.
Let's go. Does it smell?
Probably not.
Smells like gold.
Taste it. Swallow
It is very shiny. It is a very shiny.
They do use cyanide to extract it from other metals, so just be careful.
Okay. Oh god.
But what was I saying?
It's
When it's just
medium.
like the medium, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The dollar. And,
So let's go back 100 years. You make chairs. He has chickens.
okay.
And he's like, oh, I really need a chair. Like, how many chickens will you take for this chair? And you're like, I don't really need chickens. Like, I want something else. And so instead of him giving you chickens and trading, that was how trading was done. Like, oh, I'll trade you this product for that. He's like, I'll just give you gold instead because now you can take that gold and go buy something else with it. That's what a medium of exchange is.
Got
It
it.
gives you something to exchange instead of like other products. And so I think that's what's going to happen when the dollar essentially crashes and people completely lose faith in it. You're either going to see gold being used as that medium of exchange again or Bitcoin. And so some people think, Bitcoin will be that new medium of exchange, or it could go back to gold. Who knows? But I mean, the nice thing, do you guys know a lot about Bitcoin?
no.
No?
We like never. I mean, I feel like we tried, like, or at least like bought into it a little bit.
Yeah.
I wish I listened to this kid growing up that was like, dude, you got to buy Bitcoin, because I could have had 10 of them
Mm.
and spent maybe close to, I don't know, 500.
Coulda, coulda, woulda. You never know, though. All right.
I
So
know.
that's the thing.
I know that really all it comes down to. But
Let me
if I
tell
had
you.
if I had bought 10 of them
Yeah.
for like $500
You'd be a
total,
billionaire, dude.
oh my god, yeah.
You would have made $685,000. If you had
680,000.
bought 10 at $500.
Yeah.
That's $5,000.
Okay.
It went up to 69,000, which is 690,000
Right.
minus that 5. You would have pocketed $685,000 if you bought 10 Bitcoin at $500 at the peak.
That's
That
wild.
means you
I
would have
know.
had to sell
I
at the
know.
very right, exact right time.
It's wild.
But that's what people are kind of in the financial world right now. People are saying, what's going to be the new medium of exchange? Is it still going to be dollars? Is it going to be euros? But people are losing confidence in governments. I mean, around the world, governments are printing money at will, just like crazy.
Yeah.
Some countries have like 50% inflation per month. Like we're actually kind of lucky to only have, 3% inflation.
12, 8.
Well, ours right now is like 3.7% per year, because it's come down a little bit.
That's just
So
not true.
it's definitely not true. It's definitely understated.
Yeah,
But
it's got to be closer to like 8 or 9 or up to 12 even, I've heard.
yeah, but
So
I mean, if you
scary.
compare it to like Argentina, they had like 48% inflation. Like
That's
Turkey had
insane, dude.
yeah,
How do people survive off of that?
40%?
they can, and that's why people run to gold, because they know that their currency is being devalued daily.
Sick
So
perverts.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Alex tried to get me into it a couple times. Like not try to get me into it, but like we were gonna try and get me. Was it Bitcoin at the time?
It was a share.
And
It was a share, right?
It wouldn't let me do it because I was a New Hampshire resident, and it was like because it wasn't on an app or online or something. And like at the time, gambling.
It was Dogecoin.
At the time, gambling
Yeah.
online was not
It was
legal
Dogecoin, yeah.
in New Hampshire. So yeah, I couldn't do it. Worked out because it didn't end up. What we thought was going to happen didn't end up happening anyways.
Well, Dogecoin, Elon Musk loves Dogecoin, and he says that it will be the medium of exchange if you go to Mars with him, because he thinks it's so funny how ironic it would be if
Yeah.
a meme coin.
But see, this is what I hate
What?
about him anyway.
Oh.
About him. So that's the thing. He was all about it. But then if I cashed out before the SNL show, the SNL live thing on Saturday night, it would have been like $800 that I would have pocketed out of putting in like $120.
Right.
But on SNL, he was like, it's just he used a word for it. It's just not a gig, not a mob.
Gag.
It's a hustle. That's what he said.
hustle.
He goes, he's like, Dogecoin, it's just a hustle. And it tanked.
Oh my god.
Tanked. So the next day I'm like, oh, I think I made like $10 on it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have made like $18,000 if I held mine, but I didn't. Because it was dumb. I just thought, this isn't gonna go to $1, and it almost did. It came close.
Dodge a dog.
Yeah, but I mean, if Elon Mars brought everyone to Mars and said this is the medium of exchange, I don't even
Elon
want to
who?
go there.
Elon Mars. Bruno
Is that what I said?
No,
Elon
'cause
Mars.
He was going to Mars.
Yeah, if he went to Mars and that was the medium of exchange, I wouldn't go. Because there's another problem with Dogecoin. You can print as much as you want of it. They just code it, and you can create a billion more.
Yeah.
Like that's the problem with the dollar right now, is they can just keep printing it. But hope you like that rundown of Schiff, everybody.
It's not something you think about all the time, and honestly, you should at least once in a while because it's happening in this world.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
just may
dude.
not be paying attention to it, which I admit. I'm not on the computer like following stocks or following,
Yeah.
but you should. I feel like
Different folks, different strokes.
I know.
Oh, this brings me to another topic:
Smokes.
the Roman Empire.
Oh God,
Remember how that?
the question,
Yeah, they said.
What's that? What's the Roman Empire?
Remember, it was like. Yeah.
dude. Yeah,
So
that
Gar-
went viral. I never think about it. So tell me why. Well, why would you?
So when the
Why
Roman
would you think about this place?
Abby
Well,
asked me
not
that.
You
nice,
had you had a good reason though.
Yeah. So Abby asked me, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? She's like, don't even ask me why I'm asking you this. Just tell me. And I said, probably once a week. And the whole reason is because of currencies. They started devaluing their currency towards the end of the Roman Empire, like when they started to collapse. They were devaluing their currency a ton. And so I listened to a lot of podcasts about currencies, and that's what they did. So I kept thinking about it.
Well, you're also in the financial world. That's what
Right.
you work in. So
And secondly, everybody in the Roman Empire back like when their judicial system was like created and towards the end, everybody was suing each other. And that sounds a lot like the United States. Everybody had a lawyer and was
Yeah.
suing each other. So that's what I
Lexi,
thought about it.
and I agree with you. I'm agreeing with Matt. Like, definitely make valid points. Lexi asked me the same question because this trend was going on. I'm like, never. Like, I don't think I've ever. Maybe in Latin class or something. Never. Never.
Yeah, maybe 7th grade when they taught it, or 6th
Yeah.
grade, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Back to the financial thing. Lindsay just today said, because we were talking about something that cost money, and just today she said, yeah, $100 is the new $20. Like, just things are expensive,
Yep.
and that's what it costs. And like, you don't think about it as much because, like, 20 was the new 5 was the new 1, but now $100 is the new $20.
And it's gonna keep going that
Sucks.
direction.
I know.
Unfortunately.
I just hope they keep up with payments.
Right.
Like the value of each employee. Because back in the day, 6 figures making $150,000 were like, damn, like that's a lot of money. Now it's like making $15,000. I feel like.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
And that's a product of, or a byproduct of money printing.
Right.
Is there's so much more money out there that you have to make a lot more now than you did back in the day.
I think they
And
just said on the news today that it was like you need $120,000 for the average household to own a house.
right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean my grandpa bought his first house for like $25,000, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, same.
Back in the 50s.
And then sold it for $75,000 or $115,000 or something
Yeah.
crazy, right?
But then if they had just held it through that time, it would be worth like $1 million. So
And it doesn't help that mortgage rates now are almost at 8%.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's going to be impossible to live. Like, we just need, like, I don't want to have a crash, but like I feel like something needs
It's gonna
to
happen.
I know something needs to happen.
It's too late.
The bubble's going to burst eventually.
I think it's
bubble
too
boy.
late.
It might be. It might be.
COVID changed everything.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Well, they
But-
printed
Holy
$4
crap,
trillion during COVID. 40% of the money supply.
Meanwhile, I
created
got
during that time.
$650.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and that's why I'm not a big Trump fan. Like, that's the purest form of socialism I've ever seen, is where you just pump a bunch of money into a system without anybody working for it or being productive
Well,
to
they
create
couldn't
that
work.
money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people were still working during that time.
But a lot of people weren't.
Oh no, and I understand that, but like part of socialism is giving out things without,
Yeah.
you
No, I
know, working for it.
Yep.
Handouts. I'll never be for handouts.
Yeah.
I know. The whole, like, college debt payoff, I'm like, get a clue.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen ever.
Yeah. I mean,
College
I
is way too expensive, period.
It is.
But
you're agreeing to it.
But
though.
yeah, exactly.
You
We got
sign
ourselves
it,
into
you
it,
know how
right?
much it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is insane, and I'm not. This is the thing.
I mean,
This
I
is
make what I
another
make because I
topic
went to
that
college
sucks,
at
but
least, so that helps. But it's still insane.
If someone says you want to come to this Ivy League school, and you're like, yeah, and like, well, we want you here because you are incredibly intelligent, or like we want someone like you to be a part of our culture, but it's going to cost you $160,000 per year. And you're like, sign me up. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now we're almost at $1 million after your 4 years.
It's insane.
You can't complain that. And again, I'm not. This is and it's a sensitive topic, so I'm not speaking on any sides. I'm trying to just stay like in the middle. It's like
You know whose fault it is,
you
though?
know what who
The
or
government.
what. Well, no. Education, and this is the thing. Like, we should be educated. Like, we should be getting educations. It shouldn't be that much.
But they take all your money and they pump it into like a new
Yeah.
football stadium or
I
like
know.
new sidewalks
high
or
school
something
did that.
stupid. Like,
yeah, my high school
But-
literally did brand new turf.
Meanwhile, the
fields and
teachers get paid dog crap.
dog crap, shit talking mushrooms. I know.
But at the end of the day,
I know.
it's government-backed student loans that are the issue. So all these colleges saw, you know, the government's going to pay for this tuition regardless of if the student can pay it back.
Right.
They're like, let's just charge more for tuition because we're going to get the money either way. So it kind of
Yeah.
incentivized schools to really pump up tuition. You know, my grandpa back in the day, back in like the 50s and 60s, like he got his degree just working at night and then working during the day and then going to school at night. It was way, way cheaper because the government wasn't involved. Once
Yeah.
the government got involved and, you know, colleges could see that they could charge whatever they want and they'll still get,
Right.
you know, still get paid. You know,
it's
tuition
wild
is
to me.
insane.
And it wasn't
50
a trade
grand a
school
year.
or anything, right?
No, it was
Yeah.
just college.
Like a community college or like a state college or something.
Yeah, it was
maybe?
a state college,
Yeah.
ULOL.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great
You know?
school.
So, you know, when people have hundreds of $1,000s in student loans, and now, the funny thing is now everybody wants the government to pay for the student loans. They want them to forgive them. It's like they have to print money to do that.
Yeah.
And so they're just
And that's just
further
gonna make the dollar less worth less.
yeah.
Period.
And then
Forgiven
they're
and then more in debt.
so they want the dollar to be worth. So they want the student loans to be paid off, which will make the dollar be worth way less. And then they're going to complain about inflation being too high because
Right.
the dollar is now worth nothing, and a loaf of bread is $10. So this real solution is to get the government out of the way, dissolve the Federal Reserve, and go back to just a free market capitalism.
I'm getting cows, pigs, and chicken.
Yeah, seriously, live off the land. That's it.
Yeah, man. I agree.
But does
I
it
agree.
bother you guys? And you guys are both homeowners. I'm not anymore. But you'll never really own your house. You know that, right? Because as soon as you stop paying the taxes, it goes right to the
I know,
town.
I've seen some like all the not all, but like I've definitely seen these conspiracy theories and stuff online. It's not that it is a conspiracy, but like they'll talk about it and they're like, you bought this land, you're on this plot of land, but like you'll never actually own it and you never will. And I was just like, what the hell? And then I looked deeper into it and I'm like, uh-oh.
You never will.
I
You
know.
will never
Yeah.
own it unless they get rid of property taxes.
Because someone can just like sweep it under your feet, like sweep it from under your feet. or
there'll
something?
be a tax lien on your house, and
Right.
somebody can go in and actually buy a tax lien on your house.
Jesus.
I've looked into doing that. People invest in tax liens, so people who can't pay their
Steal-
taxes, you go
steal
in and
their
you
house.
pay their
Steal.
taxes essentially, and over time, like I'm pretty sure you can own their house.
I don't like this. What's going on?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Ready
Don't
to
get
punch
too
a hole in
under.
the wall.
Don't get too under the water.
Yeah,
And
Peter.
that's it. Peter Schiff.
I want to end. Yeah,
I knew that was gonna happen. I watched your hand go by that like 30,000 times this episode.
we got it on. We got it.
My
on
gold.
Film. No,
We got you, dude. We pranked
Peter, we
you.
pranked
Yes,
you.
we finally got him back.
So we had a switch that was planted under the table that was gonna knock your.
I almost said something because you were like doing like
I've
you're-
seen your eyes, and I was thinking it, and then I forgot, and then it happened, and
Yeah.
we're back. It's okay. I did that once. It was over
The
here.
curse.
I'm able to watch this.
Maybe this is
next table class.
cursed. Maybe this is
What is
old
it?
No,
pirates.
No, now you need to keep it.
Old pirates gold.
I'll take it off your hands for you.
You have to swallow it, and then
Okay.
you can have it.
Okay.
If you eat it, you can have it.
All right.
It'll come out.
I'll think about it.
It'll come out.
I'll get back to you.
All right.
I feel like are we kind of is our episode coming to a kind of a conclusion? You think?
Yeah.
Conclude this.
Yeah, Danny almost put me to sleep with all that financial stuff.
Sorry,
so.
guys. Sorry.
Did it?
How do I let our
Well-
listeners know?
No,
No, it was very informative. You know
Yeah.
your stuff for sure.
no, of course. It's not something I hear every day.
Sick pervert.
Learned it all from Schiff, not from my 6 years
So
of
Chef.
Danny and I,
economics.
we've been friends a little bit longer than since you've known him. But
2 weeks.
I sent him,
I'm just kidding.
I sent him a Peter Schiff thing once, or I liked it, and he's like, "Dude, I saw that you followed Peter Schiff." Yes. I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
We've been speaking about money quite a bit for the second half of this. I think this is a good way to end this off. So I saw this video, and it was one of those guys that go up to somebody and they the YouTube guys or like Instagram guys, and they have their phone up as their microphone. They ask them questions. He goes, I really love this though, and it's not often that I enjoy or agree or think it's awesome. When I watch it, I'm like, this is so dumb. This was actually very cool. They go up to someone and they go, would you take $1 billion for free? Would you?
What does free mean?
No, just free.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take $1
Right.
billion.
Okay. So then he goes, okay, but you're going to die the next day.
No,
No thanks.
my life
Okay.
is worth more than $1 billion.
So this is why I like this.
Ooh.
This is why I like this. He goes, I like that answer. So you're telling me that you would rather wake up than take $1 billion. And he was and he basically goes into the fact that you think your life is worth $1 billion. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, tell yourself that you're worth $1 billion. And I was just like, shit, that's kind of cool, man.
I was like, I wake up
Yeah.
every day without $1 billion.
Yeah, I know, but if you're offered $1 billion for free, no strings.
Well, the
But-
string is you die tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks to
I know.
hyperinflation,
Well,
$1 billion.
yes, but I know.
$1 billion won't be worth shit.
But I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Schiff?
$1 billion,
Sure.
$1 billion
Sure.
is just, it's just yeah, it was just kind of cool because
If I had $1 billion,
I'd rather,
$1 billion.
yeah. Cheers,
All right.
my friends. Empty glasses.
I got
Let's
a little bit
cheers
more.
Bad works.
Cheers.
Okay, cool. I've got a shout out to Spyglass. This is delicious. Binary Stars Strata. And as always, shake it up, my dudes and dudettes. Peace out.